Good afternoon, everyone. This is Grace Aguilar reporting from Manila Magazine, and we're so honored today to have here one of the famous Lord of the Scents creator of Aficionado. Or how would you say that? Aficionado?
Aficionado.
Aficionado.
Yeah.
And he is such a very, very talented person, and he's here now in California visiting us. And first off, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, and it's such a pleasure to meet you.
Okay.
And I've heard a lot of stories about you way back when I was in high school. And so I've read that you are a BS Psychology graduate of UST, right?
That's
University of
right.
Santa
Yeah.
Tomas. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom really wanted me to be a doctor, so
Mhm.
I took a Bachelor of Science in Psychology. But after graduation, I just confessed to my mom that I really wanted to be an entrepreneur, to be a businessman.
Right.
So I think they got a bit disappointed, but I continue being a.
So what did you actually decide to get into the perfume business? I mean, aside from apparel, I was reading that you started the apparel business
That's
before you went
right.
into the perfume business.
Yeah. Well, this is my first business, the apparel. But after 8 years, my businesses started always from scratch. Just like the garment business, we started with like 3 high-speed sewing machines, 1 3-thread machine in 1997. And then after 8 years, it was like a factory, more than 100 high-speed machines. Yeah, I was to supply Landmark also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Schumart,
Right.
other stands, Robinsons. And unfortunately, after 8 years, like 1990, like 1997,
Right.
yeah, most of the department stores getting from China and Bangkok, so we cannot compete with them. So after 2 years, 1999 last quarter, I started my perfume business. Well, it was a matter of introducing a good friend. He's French and he's a perfumer, so he taught me the concoction of the perfume.
Oh, that's cool.
And he said that he knew that I'm really good as an entrepreneur, and he said I'm good in marketing. So he said, why don't you start a business of perfume, since you also like perfume? Yeah. And he said that, if you're going to manufacture it in the Philippines, it's going to cost very, very, very cheap.
Right,
Because
right.
unlike in Italy, the bottles
costs more.
cost more. But in the Philippines, the labor cost is cheap. We can get bottles from China. So that's what we did. That's how it started. And we just started with like 12 different scents. And I was the one who was selling the perfume. And it was really like a miracle, because there's a lot of people patronizing the perfume.
That's great.
Yeah, I had a good sales when I was starting way back in 1999.
But you didn't have any marketing background, but you just basically.
Yeah, that's right. Although perfume is really one of my passions, because I love perfume even when I was in high school. I remember I really wear perfume every day. Unfortunately, I cannot afford to buy one because it's very expensive, like 4,000 pesos, 5,000 pesos.
I know, the signature ones, right?
Right. So I just asked my sisters here in the States to buy me some perfume like Halston Zipper Clean or whatever, the latest in the States. So they just send me there in the Philippines. So I was just hoping that eventually we can concoct, a perfume that is really the quality that's very good with the affordable cost.
Yeah, and for those that are not very familiar with your scents, what kind of scents do you have, and how many of them? Because how some perfumes would have like maybe 10 different kinds. What's your aficionado?
For aficionado, it's basically the version of different signature brands of perfume, the one you see at the duty free. So we even came out with more than 70 different scents. Yeah, whatever the latest scents, from 1999 until like 2007. Yeah.
Okay.
But eventually we trimmed down from more than 70 to like 45. So right now we have like around 45 different scents.
And you distribute it all over the world now.
Yeah, yes. But we started in the Philippines. Currently we're distributing to 3,565 outlets in the Philippines. Yeah.
That's a lot.
We have a kiosk, yeah, in the department stores along the hallway, or carts, and even to the supermarkets, drugstores, convenience stores like 7-Eleven, you know. So it's all over the Philippines, and it's a bit saturated in the Philippines. That's why we expanded to different countries. Yeah, in Asia, Middle East, and hopefully in the US we will penetrate.
Yeah, that's what I
America.
heard. You are actually in expansion right now.
Yeah.
So, how many overall countries would you know right now on the top of your
Well,
head?
it's like around 10 to 12.
10 to 12 countries.
Yeah, like in Asia, Indonesia, Thailand, Hong Kong, Macau, Kiribati, it's an island, you know.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, yeah. I just heard it, you know, when the people were there, they were from Kiribati, and I was asking, how did you come here? Where is that island, you know? And they have to travel from one island to another island, you know. They're Filipinos, actually. And also in the Middle East, these are like Filipinas married to Arabs, you know. And
So you have it in Dubai too?
yes, in Dubai, Qatar, UAE. So currently in America, it's just the Filipino stores, but well, when you say Filipino stores, they just order like 1,000, 2,000 for different cents. So I really wanted to have a big orders, like maybe 10 containers or 20 footer, you know. That's why we're looking for distributorship also here in America.
Okay, so that's what brings you here to the States.
Right, right.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why we attended the last month, June 19, 2021, at Washington, D.C., the USA Select. It's an investment summit.
Okay.
Yeah, for those other entrepreneurs, businessmen who want to invest in the U.S., you know, so we attended that one, and because we're just starting to penetrate America. I'm saying this here in Chino Hills, city of San Bernardino. So currently we're just negotiating with the city of San Bernardino for all the documentation. Business, yeah.
To distribute a lot more here in the States.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Who would you say that? Who do you think gives, or who do you credit your success to? Do you say it's because mainly yourself, or do you give credit to your parents, or maybe influences from other people as you go along in your life?
Well, you know, a lot of people, but when I was starting, it was really myself, because I like a one-man show, doing everything, you know. And when I was into garment business, I was the purchaser, I was a driver, I was a delivery man, I was a designer, I was the one explaining to the customer, you know. So it was really a tough job for me, and the accountant, everything. And then I was so hardworking, and I must say I have to give credit to my parents, because my father, who used to have a trucking business when we were young, he worked very hard, you know. As in, he wake up like, you know, he woke up like early morning, maybe 5 o'clock, and he was still awake until like 12 or 1 in the morning, you know. That's what I remember. And my mom also, she used to have these party chairs and tables for rent. And she was also busy, you know, because there's a record book for all those parties, you know. And she started also with the rattan chairs, like UP, Balcanyang before. They used to order like thousands of rattan chairs from them. So I was trying to help them with the payroll of the drivers, you know, the helpers. So somehow that's why I have to give credit to them, because of their hard work, you know, and passion also.
And that's where you take after your hard worker, and then your talents of entrepreneurship.
Right, and they're so disciplinarian in a way that we were also so disciplined. And also I have to credit, you know, the success now that I have to all my employees, you know, the people behind Aficionado. There's a lot of people still there for the past 16 years. They're so loyal, and they're so honest also, you know.
pretty hard to find nowadays.
That's
you know,
true.
who will stick to all those years and making you successful.
That's right. That's why whatever blessing I have right now, I have to share it with them. So like the executives and their families, I have to bring them here in America. So last Easter Sunday we were here. There's a lot of people here actually, and we're also using my sister's houses. So. But we had fun, and everybody had fun at the time.
You have a beautiful home, and how long have you been living in this home?
Well, I got it November last year, 2015, but I started staying here January this year. Yeah.
Oh, so it's pretty brand new. It's a beautiful home.
Yeah,
you
I
got
like
a beautiful
this house.
backyard, and your kids love it.
Yeah.
And speaking of your kids, so we're talking about family now. You have twins.
Yeah, I'm so blessed with with my children because it's two sets of twins.
Well, congratulations.
And thank you. I was waiting for these children since maybe 23 years ago. I really wanted to have children. I love children, and I really loved to play with my nieces before until when they were so young, and then how time
Yeah, time flies.
flies so fast, and eventually it's like teenager, and I can't hug them anymore. But I can say that I can be a good father. That's why I really want to have my own children. So I did try 23 years ago. Unfortunately, like my sperm counts are not really good. It's so low, and the quality of my sperms are not good also. So I consulted a Singaporean doctor. So we did like for 10 years. Unfortunately, it did not work.
It's a long process.
It's a long process, and it cost me so much also because we used to get some Filipina surrogate mothers, and we used to buy the egg cells from Americans, Until I came outside I went outside the Philippines. I went to Russia because it's legal in Russia to have children for a single father, like a single parent.
So this, you have a surrogate mom for, I believe, Princess, right?
Yeah.
And what's the
Prince.
Prince, yeah.
All of them, the four of them, they came from one mother. Yeah, and
So
the
she's Russian,
biological father.
Okay, they're so beautiful. I mean, Prince Harry, right? And Prince Harvey, and then you have Princess. And the other one's Prince.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like a royal family. It's really nice. And they both have their individual like nannies, right? Whenever you travel, I know you travel a lot. And I'm sure you're going to be coming back again in a couple of months to do some business again and maybe do some touring around the States with your kids. And I was just talking to Princess, and I told her, would you like to go to this and that? And she just said that, she's been there, but she wants to go again. And she's pretty smart, and she was talking a little bit of Tagalog. She says, wala, it's so funny. So she's quite a smart kid. Do you plan on having more kids? I mean,
I raised one. Some more children. It's my mom. She doesn't want me to have more children. She's always saying that's enough already. That's four already. Okay. Yeah. But I was asking her also like, how come you have seven? We're seven siblings, and in fact, the very first grandchild, she even adopted grandchild. So we're like 8 already. But she's against actually for me to have more because I still have. She's just wondering about the future of my child because I'm 51 years old.
You don't look 51.
Thank you. I'm 51, and my children are 3 years old and 8 months. So, what I was telling my mom, I'm always keeping myself fit, healthy, and with a good lifestyle. So, don't worry,
Well, if it's God's plan,
Right. That's exactly true because even these 4 children, it's all God's blessing. It's His gift.
Yeah. Well, you're so blessed and you're so talented. Aside from the perfume business and the apparel business, what else do you have? I mean, you have everything. I mean, what are the other talents that you actually doing now? I mean, aside from
Well, aside from the perfume, we also have personal care products like the hair shampoo, lotion, food spray, even the non-personal care products like your candles, scented
Oh, you have
candles,
that?
yeah, room freshener, yeah, and we'll be the one to. We will be doing Philippine Airlines. It's room spray for the lounges.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
That's great.
I'm so proud of that.
Yeah. So that's more like interior, like you're
Yeah.
into interior
Yes,
design.
yes.
Too.
Well, when I was in fourth year high school, there's this examination that they will check which particular course you would excel. So it was architecture and interior designing. Well, I love interior designing. In fact, I'm with all my houses, like here and also in the Philippines, I'm the one doing the interior designing.
Wow.
And I'm enjoying also doing the during the construction of the house. Yeah, so sometimes I also draw, the architecture of the house.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
amazing. I mean,
Thank you.
it's so it's really like I'm such at awe because you're bringing a lot of inspiration to a lot of Filipinos. You know, during this process, I mean, me interviewing a lot of people like you, it's just amazing that you have gone a long way. I mean, being hardworking and then you build this from bottom up and to where you are now.
Yeah.
It's really such a great success story.
Yes.
And so I also believe that you're also in real estate business.
Yeah, but in the Philippines, yeah, I also have some condominiums which I do the interior design. It's fully furnished and it's being rented by some ambassadors. And this condominiums in Makati, yeah, in Ross Boulevard, in also some houses also that some of the like ABS-CBN, GMA7 used to rent it, for some teleserye. And that's also my plan here in America, in Chino Hills.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to have, to start a small real estate business.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. So you're expanding really worldwide now. And I mean, aside from all of these businesses that you have, how do you ever find time to relax? I mean, and look the way you look, young, healthy, and very, very energetic to travel and just go everywhere.
Yeah. Well, it's like time management. I have time for everything, like for my work, yeah, for my children, for my family, yeah, for my mom, for my sisters, and it's a time management way. I have to devote, myself, to different, activities, and I always eat like healthy food. I used to have a cook in Manila to cook me healthy food, and next time she'll be here. Starting September, I'll be joining her.
We'll look forward to that.
Yeah.
I met your mom, I met your sisters, and your kids, and all your assistant Kevin.
Yeah.
They're all good. All your
Yeah.
staff are really very friendly, and you're very humble. You're such a gracious host. And thank you for having us here. I don't know if we'll be able to meet your kids. I think they're busy right now, or maybe some
no,
of them
I can call them.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, maybe they're just upstairs.
No, it's okay. Maybe some other time we'll have them here in another interview and another photo shoot. The last but not the least question of all, how would people or those that would be interested in your perfume, how would they go about into franchising? Is there a certain way, or would they be able to? Is there a website that they can contact you?
Well, the Manila office, it's 632. That's the country code, area code, and 740
Okay.
0000. Okay, or I can give my email.
Okay, good.
It's Joel Cruz Aficionado at yahoo.com. Joel Cruz Aficionado, one word, all small letters, yahoo.com.
Okay, yeah, be sure, viewers and everyone around the world who is interested in having his perfume or even being a distributor or a franchisor, please contact Joel Cruz at his email and contact number. Thank you so much, Joel.
Thank you
It's been
also.
a pleasure talking to you and learning more about you. And I wish you all the success.
Thank you.
And you know, don't be a stranger. Hope to see you again. In the next few months.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. Are you invited to any of the awards this year for?
Oh yeah. Well, in fact, in America, this the Gawad America on November 19.
Are you nominated for?
Yeah, it's a Hall of Fame, actually, and there's another one also in Fukuoka, Japan, first week of November, and also in Morocco, in Africa. Yeah.
Really?
Well, I'll show you. This is one of the awards actually. These are from Asia Pacific Awards. Yeah, and I'm the entrepreneur of the year. Yeah, for the Philippines. Yeah, it's for different Asia Pacific countries.
They say you're like the Liberace of the Philippines. You still hold, I mean, you hold that title, right?
Yeah.
But you've got such a nice, you know,
thank
fashion
you.
sense, fashion style.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
And it's alright.
Also, this is your ad.
So I'm so honored to receive this one. You know, this was big last year for Asia Pacific. There were only like 3 winners: Aficionado, Jollibee, and Goldilocks. Yeah. So I'm so happy.
Well, I wish
and
you all the
Robinson's
luck.
also was there.
Are you going to be going to the Gawad Awards?
Oh yeah, November 19th.
Right. Well, I wish you all the luck.
Thank
I
you.
wish you all the luck. We'll probably be there at the Gawad Awards to witness that.
So we can see each other
Yes,
again.
and I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah,
thank you so much, Joel, for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'll be seeing you again soon, right?
Of course.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for watching us. This is Grace Aguilar again from Manila Magazine.